Hey guys, welcome to the Relax with QueenV show. Oh my God, we're already having difficulties. We have already had a little minor difficulties. Now we're having some more difficulties. Just bear with me while I get everybody in here, okay? Hope everyone's having a really good Friday Eve. Give me 1 second. Bear with me. Let's see. No, we're gonna do. All right. I'm just getting some people in here. Bear with me. Bear with me. You always plan stuff to like just go correctly and you're going to be on time. You're going to be just that and the third, and it never just works out like that. I guess maybe that's just in my life. I don't know. I'm not for sure. Anyways, guys, I hope you guys had a good Valentine's Day. And if you're single, you took time out for yourself. You know what I'm saying? Valentine's is not always about like being laid up and shit like that. I actually had a good Valentine's myself. I wasn't expecting it, but I actually had a good, fun time. Anyways, guys, I have a dope guest. And when I tell you, like, he's super dope, like, he is super dope. He's the 19th child out of 21 to graduate. And, like, my thing is, it's like, what motivated you to, like, be the 19th child and say that I want to lead by example and I want to graduate, you know what I'm saying, and be the first to go to college? So I want to know what drove him, what got him inspired to do it. And then also he became an author. So he's an author, too. So it's like he went, like, the mile, you know what I'm saying? So I do want to welcome in Paul, the author. Let's see. We got a new little mouse today. It don't want to work right. Hey, welcome.
Hey, thank you for having me on your show. So I am excited to tell the world this extraordinary story about my mother, Louise Hunter, and my father, James Hunter. So I'm excited today.
No problem. Okay, so first off, tell us where you're from.
Well, I am from Racine, Wisconsin.
Hey.
Great place to live during the summertime, but you got to get out of there before the winter time. But it's a great place, very diverse. And right now, I'm living in San Antonio, Texas, and because my children are here, and it's warm here as well, so I love it here.
Okay. All right. Nice. And so where did it all begin? Like as far as you becoming an author, like where did that come from?
Well, let me tell the story of my mother. And so, I have to tell the butt naked truth of
Okay.
my extraordinary mother because my mother is the first woman to birth 21 natural children by my dad. Let me say
Natural?
it again. 21 natural children by my dad. So my mother stayed pregnant for 15 years and 9 months. So, they were my dad was putting it on my mama. So that right there is extraordinary. It is
Did she
history.
take so she didn't take a break at all? Like she was pregnant, 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 pregnant.
Pregnant. She was pregnant all the time. Like I said, 15 straight years. My mother stayed pregnant. So it's extraordinary because there are 17 of us living today, 63 grandchildren, and 87 great grandchildren. So we have a huge family.
A
It's
huge family.
so if you look at it, we have a basketball team, we have a football team, we have a
Huh,
soccer team, and really individually we have a little tennis team as well. So we got sports all covered in the Hunter
awesome.
family.
For sure.
For
For
sure.
sure.
Yeah, that's why I'm here to give you the butt naked truth of the Hunter family.
No, for sure. Okay, so did your mom write me? Did she write? Like, was she an author or anything?
Well,
Like,
my there's a guy that name is Dennis Woods, extraordinary young man, and he wrote my mother's book, Love and Charity: The Life Story of Louise Hunter in the Love and Charity Homeless Shelter. The reason why I'm bringing this up is because my mother, even though she birthed 21 children, but she was the first, and when I say the first, she was the first to start a homeless shelter in the state of Wisconsin.
oh
So,
wow.
so in 1969, she started the shelter. She started the homeless shelter in the city of Racine, Wisconsin. The reason why she started that homeless shelter in the city of Wisconsin is because she was pregnant with the 14th child, which is my brother Larry Hunter, and he's a renowned pastor in Memphis, Tennessee. So while she was pregnant, the sheriff came knocking on the door because it was too many people living there in a 2-bedroom house. So the sheriff spoke with my mom, spoke with my dad, and they gave them 72 hours to vacate. So my mom and dad went to church that night. And as they was at church, they told the pastor what had happened. The pastor and the congregation gathered around my mother and father and prayed for them. And the next that next day, a miracle happened. A man came and he had an 18-bedroom house for my whole entire family. And so my mother and father didn't get paid until Friday, so they didn't have the money. And the man went into his wallet. He went into his wallet, just like I'm going into my wallet. He went into his wallet and he gave my mother the $1 to pay for that home.
$1?
To pay for, yes, the home was just for $1. Just imagine, 4 quarters, 100 pennies. That's how much this man gave my mother and father for that home. $1. That home was a blessing because I was born in that home as well.
So how much was the rent?
It wasn't a rent. He just gave the house to my mother and father just for $1. And I talk about it in my book, No Love, No Charity, the success of the 19th child. So that's the reason why I'm glad that you have me on your show, because I just want to give people the butt naked truth about the Hunter family. So when you read both books, you're going to say there has been some trials, there has been some tribulations, there has been some adversities in this family of 21, but they kept the faith and they kept moving, and they were very positive, they weren't negative, and they did not use any excuses to become successful in life.
So did you have to babysit ever?
I never had to babysit. That's the reason why I give a lot of thanks to my older siblings, because my older siblings were good to me and the young ones, because they made sure that they did homework with us. They made sure.
You're young. You're the 19th.
I am the 19th child. So those older siblings sometimes used to kick our butts, because if we didn't do right, they was on us right away. So the older siblings did homework with us. They cooked with us. They made sure that we took a bath. They made sure that we got up on time to get ready for school. So I love my older siblings because, you know, some of them had to forego their education. And so it's extraordinary to see the love that my older siblings had for the young ones.
Did you always so they never took your snacks and stuff?
No.
Y'all sharing snacks like a motherfucker.
No. They never took any of the snacks whatsoever, but they made sure that we were fed. That's what they did. My older siblings, that's the reason why I give a lot of credit to my parents and my older siblings, because they were like a substitute parent, a substitute dad, a substitute mom. Yes.
Okay. So what inspired you? So what happened? Like, you're going to school, you decide to go to college. Did you did you tell your brothers and sisters, like, hey, I'm going to school today, you don't want to go? Like, I'm going to sign up. And everybody was like, no, we're just going to let you do it.
No, what happened is that I was working for Chrysler engine plant. And so when that plant closed in 2010, I decided to go back to college. And it's the truth, because I remember going back to college, Upper Iowa University, and I was like 40 years old. So when you go back to college at 40 years old, you kind of like afraid, and there's so much pressure put on you. But what I discovered is that once I walked into that institution, there's one direction that I can go. and that's up. So I represent people from the inner city. I represent people from the hood. And so I walked up into Upper Iowa University. In the first year, I was on the dean list. So
Okay.
I knew that I could do the work. I knew that I had to go out and represent people like me. You know, I had to represent people like me, people that was part of the struggle. And I wanted to give them hope. I wanted to encourage them that if a guy come from a family of 20 siblings and did not have a chance, went against the odds and made it and graduated from a college, a 4-year college in 2012,
No
if
excuse.
there's no excuses, if I can do it. See, one thing about this degree right here completed me. This degree right here elevated me. And so
Okay.
people,
So do you think that you technically need a degree, like, to be successful, or do you feel like you did that for self because you were the first person in your family, like your brothers or siblings?
I did this because I had the opportunity to look at my mother and father lineage. And what I discovered is no one on my mother's side or my father's side graduated college. They went to college, but they never completed college. So I had to lay the foundation. I felt it was my duty to lay the foundation, to be the first to lay the foundation to graduate from college. And there's nothing wrong with that because guess what? My nieces and nephews graduated college because of what I had accomplished. So they went to college and graduated. Some of them have their master's degree. I have a nephew right now that is working on his PhD degree. So it's all about laying the foundation.
So you going back to school?
I'm done with school. I'm done with school because I'm doing a lot right now. I'm in negotiation with Kelly Clarkson show. So also,
Really?
yes, and also,
Okay, now that's fucking dope.
it is dope. It is dope.
Okay, so what are you gonna be like? What do you do? Just being on it, like being a host?
No, I'm going to be a guest on her show, and we're going to talk about my life story, just like you are interviewing me about my life story. So I'm gonna go. I'm going to go on there and tell the butt naked truth about how it was growing up in a family of 20 siblings.
20,
Yeah, 20 siblings. But you know, it's going to be fun. It's going to be exciting because the city that I come from is the city of Racine,
Hey, when y'all have
Wisconsin.
a family reunion, say y'all have to like buy the whole Walmart for today.
No, no, for the food, my siblings do go to Walmart to get food, but we always have the family reunion at a park, Leakin Park in Racine, Wisconsin. So that's where we always go for the 4th of July. We usually have it on the 4th of July. Everybody will go back home to the city of Racine, Wisconsin. And, you know, most of my older siblings now, they are grandparents and they are retired and enjoying their lives right now.
So you pick science, right, as your bachelor's degree? Was it?
I have a bachelor's of science in business administration.
Okay, business administration. Okay, there we go. So
Yes.
why did you pick that?
Because I'm a businessman. I'm a savvy businessman because I feel that I was able to communicate to newspaper, magazine publications, and also TV producers. And so I was able to negotiate deals because I signed a movie deal with Tailflick. And so it really did help me out tremendously to sign that deal. And my degree is just an indication that I can do basically anything that I want.
Thanks. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely. You got to lead by example by getting it because you definitely set an example.
Yes, I did.
Great interview questions. Keep doing your thing. Thank you. Okay, so tell me how you transition. Okay, so how were you in high? Wait, first off, how were you in high school? Like in elementary, did you like it, or like?
Elementary was a struggle for me because in 1978 my father died in a car crash. So I struggled academically. I wasn't the best. So they gave me a lot of labels. You know, teachers gave me a lot of labels that I would not become successful. I would never graduate from high school. So I took those labels and I turned those labels to I am a college graduate. I am smart. I'm bright. I'm intelligent. And
Yeah.
so I
Now you
defied
get
the
it.
odds. I really did defy the odds. So, you know, people that is listening to this interview, you can also defy the odds.
Sure can. Okay, now what about so then like how was middle school?
Oh, middle school was also a struggle, uh, but I managed to get through middle school. High school to me was really fun for me because it really changed my belief. It really changed the paradigm for my mind, and I just shifted into a positive mode because I wanted to graduate from high school because I had plans to go to college. So my mind shifted, and I wanted to um, graduate from high school, and I did it in 1990. I graduated high school in
Mhm.
1990 at Washington Park High School. So
Yeah.
I'm just blessed to have accomplished that
Mhm.
on my bucket list as well.
So when did you start writing? Was it in high school when you
No,
like?
no, I did not start writing until I was in college. When I was in college, and I'm gonna tell a story that's very true. I remember when I was taking an English course, and I failed that English course the first time. I failed it with an F. I came back and I passed it with a C. But something on the inside, my intuition told me you can do better. So when I came back, I ended up passing it with an A. So English was very difficult for me, but once I learned the nouns, the verbs, the adjectives, the infinitives, the coordinating conjunctions, and I learned how to develop a paragraph, and that's when it all clicked in my head that I can become a writer. So I just started writing when I was in college. While I was in college, I was also working on my book as well.
So you fell in love with writing and then instantly you were like, I can write a book.
I can write a book.
Yeah,
I
you
can
move
write a
fast.
Yeah, I can write a book. That's one thing about it. I look at people and I see people on television. I see the way they present themselves. I see the way they communicate. I see the way they write. And I say to myself, oh, I can do that.
Mhm.
If they can do it, I can do it. And all
Mhm.
it takes, and I tell people all it takes is self-discipline. That's all it takes. If you
Mhm.
can sit there and watch a football game for 2.5 hours or 3 hours, you can have the discipline to sit there and write for 3 straight hours and be focused, really
Right.
focused.
Facts. So did you start off writing poems though? Or like you were just writing paragraphs, like just writing?
I was just writing about my life story. How was it growing up as a child? How was the relationship with my mom, with my dad, with my siblings? I started to connect the dots and put the paragraphs together. So it really helped me out. What it did was it brought a lot of healing into my life. It was cathartic for me as an individual. So when people write books, there's a lot that they're trying to get out of themselves on the inside. So
So it's like a
what
way
you
of healing in a
uh,
sense.
yes, a way of healing. So it healed me because I grew up with a lot of anger issues. I grew up very negative because my father died when I was 8 years old. So I was just bitter, and it really disturbed me because when I used to go to school, I used to see um, father son day, father
Mhm.
daughter day, and my father was gone, and it really just destroyed me as a young kid. So I told myself that when I started to have kids that I was going to be there for my children. And so my father died at the age of 42. I am 53 years old. So I remember saying that I'm gonna outlive my father. And I did outlive my father. And my mother just passed away 4 years ago. And she passed away at the age of 85. So I'm hoping that I will outlive my mother.
Mhm. Junior says, do you have any trials or tribulations you're currently dealing with?
Not right now at this moment. A lot of my trials and tribulations started when the death of my brother and the death of my father. Those two back to back adversities really changed the Hunter family life.
Yeah. All right. What's the first book you read?
The first book I wrote is No Love, No Charity, The Success of the 19th Child. Here it is right here. You can get it at Barnes and Nobles, Amazon.com. No Love, No Charity, The Success of the 19th Child. Also, I finish up two other books, but one of the books will have to wait until next year on Valentine's Day that I'm going to release. It's going to be Why Women Stay in Bad Relationships, and another book is going to be coming out in 2025.
Why did
I
you
can't.
release it on Valentine's Day? Like you're just like crushing hearts. Like it's Valentine's Day and they read that book and it's like it's resonating with their spirit and they're like,
Yeah.
it's like fucking up their day.
Yeah. I just decided to wait until 2025. I was going to have it released this year, but then I decided to pull it back and just wait until 2025. It gives me more time to focus on other things and really market it the way I want to have it marketed.
For
Yeah.
sure. Yeah. Okay, so on your first book, like did you get the response that you were looking for? Or like that you thought, you know?
Oh, most definitely, because my story has been profiled in Ebony magazine twice. So, and also Black Enterprise did a story on me. I was
So what
on
do you do?
Biblical.
Market yourself and like you just go and like, you know, tell your story and say you want to speak upon it. I mean, it's incredible. Like
Yeah, I basically what I do is I hunt down the editors or producers, and they are just nice to hear a real life story
yeah.
about the underdog. So I look at myself as the underdog. So when I send out those press releases, people are just moved about how I became the first to graduate from college, never use any excuses, set aside and got better, listening to men and women and just mentors being a part of my life and just becoming a positive person. So I tell people all the time that when you on this road, this journey that you on, yes, you're gonna come across people that are going to be positive and negative, but you choose
Right.
who are you going to attach yourself with on this journey. So I decided to attach myself on this journey with positive men and women.
Facts. Junior says you look pretty athletic. Did you play sports or work out?
No, I never did. I never did play sports. I started lifting weights at the age of 18, and I continued to lift weights at the age of 53 years old. So
Okay, so you work at so you just lift weights or you like go to the gym and you do the
I,
whole
I go to the gym and I do a little bit of cardio and I lift weights. So yeah.
Your first book, did you like just give it away for free?
No, I didn't give it away for free. This book right here, it came out in 2012, and you wouldn't believe it that it's still selling today. It is really selling today.
How much
So
do you
it's more like a second stream income that comes in every 3 months. And
like
so
some residual
also,
income? That's good.
yeah, so also I do speaking engagements as well. I'm getting ready to go to Philadelphia and speak to about, the guy said, 550 youth. So I'm going to be speaking to them about the importance of education and never letting people hold you back. Because a lot of people let people hold them back. And sometimes you have to really do separate yourself from people that is, clinging on to you.
Okay, so getting to talk to the youth, how did you market yourself like that? Did you market yourself through the fact that, you were the 19th, to graduate, or did you just say like, hey, I want to speak to the youth. I have something to say. Like, how did you market?
I like to market myself to the Boys and Girls Club a lot because um, my story resonate with them. Being rejected, having a lot of labels on them, coming from a dysfunctional family. And I remember my first speaking engagement was in Hawaii, Honolulu, Hawaii, and that was in 2019. And I mean, it was just
During
crowded
the
with
COVID?
people. No, not it was before COVID. It
Oh,
happened in 2019, but it was right before COVID. So it was great. So so I just wanted to encourage them that your past does not dictate your future. Your purpose is always bigger than your circumstances. And so that right there really, really sparked me to continue to go out and share my story and just encourage men and women and build them up and let them know when you see people trying to tear you down, separate yourself. Run, run, run. Separate yourself. Don't be around them. Always be around people that's going to build you up. People that are that's going to lift you up and elevate you.
For sure. For sure. Junior said, are you married or dating anyone?
I am single. I am single, and I love being single because when you with people, you know they want you to pay their bills and all that. I'm not with that. I'm not with that. I'm all about teamwork. I'm not
We're
paying
gonna
no
get into
woman
the
bills.
relationship part. We definitely had a section
Yeah,
for that in this show. He
yeah,
said they want you to pay your bills. Everybody be wanting you to pay their bills.
yeah. But they don't want to. They
People
don't
say
want a
yeah.
partner. They don't want a partnership. You know, they want somebody to take care of them. Oh, ho, ho. You're a grown woman, just like I'm a grown man. You know, we can partner up together. You know,
What it's like if I lose my shit, what the fuck we gonna do? You need to make sure
yeah.
the fuck you got to do something. Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah.
Okay, so what are your top three books that you like?
I tell you what, I like Battlefield of the Mind by Joyce Myers.
I never
Um, I like Purpose Driven Life by Rick Warren. I like
I can't find it.
I and my one of my favorite book is my mother's book, Love and Charity: The Life Story of Louise Hunter, because it talks about how my mom was raised in Vicksburg, Mississippi, and how she tried to go and get an education and being chased by the KKK, and they end up catching her cousin and raping and murdering her cousin, and that right there really traumatized my mother for years and years, and back then it was hard on my mother, and when my mother told the story to us, I felt for my mom, and I said that I thank God that I was born in 1970 because I couldn't handle that. What my mom experienced, I
Yeah,
could not
at
have
all.
handled that at all. So that's the reason why I was born in 1970. I could not have been born in 1934, just like my mom, because I probably couldn't handle what they had to experience. The Jim Crow system, segregation, and just real, bad, for my mother, and not only for my mother, but for my aunts and uncles as well.
Ugh. Um, okay. So who is your favorite writer?
Dennis Woods is my favorite writer. He is a extraordinary guy, guy that was homeless, the guy that came into my mom shelter, went from rags to riches. You
Mm.
know what I'm saying? He walked into my mom's shelter and just totally was just totally down and out. And now he's a entrepreneur, doing extraordinary things in this world. So he is one of my favorite writers. I like people that have been in the ghetto, in the abyss, and somehow God ended up pulling them out and making them a better person.
Yeah, that's the testimony they're showing. That's how he uses people. That's beautiful right there. But he was willing to be used. That's a good thing there too. He didn't lose faith as he went through
Yes.
a lot lose faith as they have to go through that. Those trials and the tribulations. They can't hang. They got to go backwards. But the people that grow through what they go through end up getting that prize at the end of the tunnel. He's got to get there. Junior said, "Would you?" Junior said, "Would you be a Black Panther if you lived in the '60s?"
More than likely, because I think that the Black Panther had a great organization. They brought a lot of Black people together. You don't see that today. You don't see a lot of people of color working together. So, and I always believe that we should always, work together for the good of humanity.
Okay. So wait a minute. So like was the Black Panthers? They were like against the KKK. Is that like how it went?
They were against the KKK, but they was also against segregation. They was also against people being bullied, and they was also against um, the system here in America, especially when it came to housing discrimination, employment, education. They were just totally against it.
Mhm. Do you write friction books or not fiction books or nonfiction books or both?
I like nonfiction because I believe that when you're dealing with nonfiction, you're dealing with real life situations, and
Okay.
that's what people are looking for, real life
And that's
situation,
what they want.
because
Yes.
it's going to help them. It's going to help them become a better man, a better woman, and then they can absorb so much knowledge of a person trials and tribulation. They'll say, oh, I don't want to experience that in my life.
Right. And those are, yeah, for sure. I definitely agree with you on that. I definitely agree with you on that. And are there certain experience you've had? Has there been any certain experiences that you've had that made you be like, I want to write just, true stories or true books? Like
Oh
certain,
yeah. Yes, one of the situations that really made me want to write nonfiction books is child support. And when I'm talking about child support is because child support is not law, and people need to understand that there's over uh, 13 million men and women that are on child support, and so child support is not law. It is a federal program, and anytime you're dealing with a federal program, it's not mandatory. It is not law at all.
okay,
It
so why are they
is,
shutting but they shutting their driver's license off and all kind of shit?
yes, because it's all administrative. Child support was created in 1975. So what they did was every male that was born is put into the child support program. And so that's one of the reasons why in 2025 that I am writing my third book. It is going to be titled "I'm Pregnant and Child Support is the Father," because I want men and women to know that child support is a federal program. It is not a state program. That it is a voluntary program, and men and women do not need to participate in the child support program.
So
And
what do
if
they do?
they,
Because they're certain. So that okay, so if they don't participate in the child support program, they can't get the Medicaid. There's certain stuff they cannot get. That means they have to.
that's a lie. That's a lie. They are lying to you. That is totally a lie. And I
Mm.
have proof, and I'm going to detail all of that information in my book in
Yeah, that's what I said. What?
2025.
Hold on. Can we get a piece of the snippet of the book right now? Because I need some answers.
So,
'Cause what?
there are case law, very, very, let me say that there's a case law, Blessing versus
Y'all to live
Freestone.
on that child support. You better figure out some stuff because he fixing to expose y'all. Y'all better figure out what
I'm
Jay.
a just I'm just going to
Y'all better
expose
be out of
the
my
butt
ink.
naked truth. That's my thing, is just to expose the butt naked truth about child
Okay,
support.
so what do you? I just want to know. So like, okay, the baby daddy ain't paid the child support, or the woman ain't paid the child support, and they licenses get suspended. What law do they scream out to make sure that they can drive they ass home for wherever the fuck they at because they finna get their license suspended?
Okay, Blessing versus Freestone. That is a case law that happened in Arizona. There was four women that took child support agency to court, and they lost because what the justices had said, that child support was never created to benefit the mother or the child. See, child support was created to benefit attorneys. That's it. Child support was created by attorneys for attorneys, and people do not realize that. So when you get walked into the courtroom
Mhm.
by attorneys, you lost a lot of your rights, and your attorney is not going to tell you that. So what they're doing is they are committing fraud. There are people right now that are losing their driving license, that
Yeah,
are putting liens out on their cars and homes and stuff. I
yeah.
was able
Start
to
getting their license
assist.
fucked.
Yeah, I was able to assist them to get their driving license back, because there are case law. When I'm talking about case law, I'm talking about federal law. So federal law supersedes state law. Anything that you do in state law and you want to beat it, find that case law in federal law and submit it to the states. And the states will be upset with you because, knowledge is power.
You need to start you a business, a little business. You need to put everybody, just start taking cases and get all these men and women off these child support. You know how happy these folks will be? They will be glad to pay.
But and I want to say this. I want to say this, that child support is a contract. See, the government, all right, outsource it to the states. They outsource it to the states. And so for every dollar, all right, that they get out of that man or that woman, the government gives the state $5. Isn't that interesting?
That's why the woman don't always get all the money.
Thank you. So you have to be smart, and you have to understand when you're dealing with this system. This system is all about contracts. That's what it's all about. Do you know that your employer is not supposed to take child support out of your check? They do not supposed to do that. Once you challenge it, they do not. And so you can basically sue your employer for taking money out of your check because your employer has a contract with child support, and your employer thinks that you don't know that, but you do. And I have a copy of a lot of the contracts. So, like I said, I'm coming out with my book in 2025. I'm pregnant.
You better sleep with one eye open at nighttime.
I wouldn't care. I would not care because, there's a lot of men and women out here in this world that are struggling. Just imagine somebody taking $600. I know a guy right now that they taking $1,600 out of his check. All right. Every 2 weeks. And he can't even see his child. And he complained to child support. See, child support is only there to enforce child support. They not there.
Not for real. I'm telling you.
They are not there for custody. So when you walk into child support in their program, you need to get their program. In their program, it states they are not there for custody. They only there to enforce child support. That's it. They don't care nothing about custody. They don't care nothing about your child. That's the reason why I said it's important that people read case law, Blessing versus Freestone. It's very, very important. U.S. versus stage. Those are federal case laws that will eradicate you from this evil system of child support.
So did you ever experience child support? What made you just want to talk
Let
about
me tell you the reason why, because child support told me I owe $57,000. Do you hear what I said? $57,000. And I'm like, okay. And I challenged them and I put the case laws together. I wrote affidavits, I wrote motions, and guess what? Everything disappeared. Everything disappeared.
Boy, I know your baby was hot.
She can stay hot because you know why? She wasn't getting the money anyway. She wasn't getting all of the money anyway. I'm not going to make a contribution to the crying family of child support. They listen to my interviews. They see the TikTok videos. They know they came after the wrong person, baby. Yeah, that's what they did.
Sure. He said, I get it. I know they was hot that day. They finna be hot about this book too. You finna put it. They finna be hot. Okay, so let's see. Okay, what advice would you give a young a writer today?
The best advice I will give a writer is always stay positive. Surround yourself with positive men and women. Always take writing classes. Get you a good professor that teaches English, so that way that professor can be a mentor. I don't care if it's a male or a female, and just show you the ropes on how to develop a topic sentence, how to develop a paragraph, how do you develop a conclusion. So you need some good men and women in your life that can teach you how to write and recognize things when you reading, because when I started off, it was a struggle for me. But I remember what old Frederick Douglass used to say: "Without struggle, there is no progress." So I made a lot of progress today, and I'm continuing to make progress each and every day. Every time when I read a book, every time when I read something, I'm constantly in the process of just learning, learning, learning.
Uh-huh. That's good. Um, what's your favorite part about being a writer?
My favorite part is, to me, it is when people put labels on you and say you will never become anything. And then you take that, all of what they have said, and you put it into work and say, no, I'm not that. I'm going to reinvent myself, and I'm going to be the best writer. I'm going to be the best speaker. I'm going to be the best version of myself.
Hmm. For sure. Okay. And when did you? How old were you when you wrote that first book?
I was 42 years old. Isn't that extraordinary? 42 years old when that book had came out. So,
How
like I
long did
said,
it take you to write that book?
2.5 years. I was basically taking my time while I was in college. I was taking my time. Anytime that I had some free time, I would just wake up at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning and just start writing. Yeah, just start writing.
2, 3,
Hmm.
like 4, 2, 3. That's good. And then
Yeah.
you had to go to school right after.
Yeah, yeah. But I did most of my writing on the weekend. And when it came to homework, I would stay there at the school. Math was a weakness for me, but what I was able to do is stay after, and I got me a tutor, and just worked and worked and worked and worked and got it done.
Okay.
So I know that people can become successful, because I always tell people you can turn your weaknesses into your strength. So when you do have a weakness in math or English or science, all you need is that extra help, that one-on-one help, and that's what helped me.
Mhm. But I think some people like are a little bit, maybe like their pride's too high, or like they don't want to admit like they don't get it, so they don't want to
Mm.
like speak up and be like, "Hey, I need help." They're like, "I got it." They really don't
I
got it.
tell you what, I don't have pride. Life is too short for me to have
Mean
pride.
2%. Preach, brother.
So no pride in me. I'm just a humble man, very humble, because I look at my successes and I say, man, I came from nothing and here I am today.
Mhm. For sure. What's your typical day like when you're writing?
My typical day is getting up in the morning
Facts.
and just writing, because some people can write on a computer. I cannot write on a computer. I just can't type on a computer. I have to have a notebook, and I have to just write and just write and
Yeah, me
write.
too. I could type afterwards, but I don't think I could.
Yeah. But then once I'm done writing, then I'm sitting there looking at my notebook and I'm typing, because the computer gets my eyes very, very tired, and I'll be ready to go to sleep. So I know what I can do and what I can't do.
You better
So
get you a natural you drink. You don't drink coffee?
I don't drink coffee. No, I'm not a coffee person at all. I'm not. I'm not a coffee person at all. Never have. Never did like coffee. Tasted it one time. It just wasn't for me.
Okay, what about tea?
I can drink some tea and I can have some hot chocolate, but coffee is not for me. Nothing against coffee. So nothing against it. So it's just not for me.
Okay, so what's the next book you got coming out?
I told you why women stay in bad relationships.
That's the next one, your whole year.
That's the one that's coming out in 2025. That's the next one on Valentine's Day. Why women stay in bad
Okay,
relationships.
what about another one after that? That one's gonna be hard, but that one is just.
I don't have no books coming out this year.
How do you know that you're correct? Well, as you wrote this book, that you know that this is the reason why women stay in bad relationships. Who told you
Because
you were correct?
Well, I was able to talk to relationship psychologists, and so I was able to interview them and take notes and just ask questions, and then start connecting the dots, putting everything together, and then
Okay, so
looking
tell
at
me what's the number one? What's number one? Why women stay?
stay in a bad relationship is
Yeah.
because of finances. It's because of finances. majority of women stay in a bad relationship because of finances.
What kind of
The
finances?
men,
Like them paying the bills?
the well, they are a stay-at-home wife or
Oh,
girlfriend, and the husband or the boyfriend is the provider.
right. So
Yeah,
what about the
so
child support book? Yeah, what about that? When's that coming out?
that's coming out in 2025. Also, it's coming out in 2025. Also, so
That's the one I got.
uh,
You got to tell me
yeah,
what you got.
everybody likes the title because it's an extraordinary title. I'm pregnant and child support is the father. So, and when I say that is because I'm going to detail information what happened to me and what happened to some of my clients because people are misinformed about child support. And I'm gonna tell you something that you might not know. The people that you vote for are the ones that are committing harm on the citizens of America. That
The
is it. The
like the
people that
president.
you vote for. I'm talking about the Democrats and the Republicans. Whoever is your governor in that state and your attorney general in that state,
Yeah.
they are committing crimes on the American people. And the American people is sleeping at the wheel.
That's sad.
but they tell you to vote Democrat, vote Republican. These people are evil, they are wicked, they are filled with nasty, nasty corruption.
So how do we make it change? How do we fix it? We all got to come together.
I think that we all have to come together. We have to protest. That's the number one thing. You have to protest because I don't know if you have a son, but if you do have a son, all males that are born is put into the child support program. All males. So I believe that you have to protest and you have to call out these
And when you say
fake.
the child support program, that means automatically when they have a baby, it automatically puts them on child support.
Automatically when your son, I have two sons, so when my two sons was born, all right, I never knew that they were put into the child support program because they are males and the government, the child support program is waiting for my sons to have kids so they can go after them. I'm telling you, the only way we're going to beat these people if we go to their homes and we go to their jobs and we protest and we say, we know your dirty secrets. So we want you to stop committing crimes on people. And the number one
You don't think
crime
they
that
would
they
turn
are.
up into a big old war? You think they would give in that easily? Or you think they're gonna start bringing out the army and shit, and we're going to war?
No, because you know why? I'm gonna tell you this: the military will be on our side because military men and women pay child support, and if they find out that child support is not real, it's not mandatory, they're not going to go against us. See, I know what happened in George Floyd case. This is what's going to happen when organizations get
So how much
exposed.
do you charge to like represent people to take their case? I know you
I
got
can't. I do have a fee, but I can't discuss that. I like to discuss it one on
depending
one.
on okay.
Yeah, yeah, because I have to read people cases and find out, and plus I have to sit with my team and we'll talk about certain
Oh,
things.
so
But
you got a whole
oh yes, we work together. We work together. I have some of the brightest minds on the team, and I want to say this
so
to
does the team have a
to
name? Like is this the business or this is just like
what. I tell you what, they call me. They call me the street attorney, and I got a guy that they call Mister 1983. So,
I
so,
can see that. I can see the street. I can see that the street attorney. I can see that. But I was like, is
so
there a business name?
yeah. So we represent the streets, and and we're coming after them just like they came after us. But when we come after them, they quiet, they silence, they run, they run to the federal government. Oh no, these people don't supposed to know this. How did they find out? Oh yes, because
That's why you better sleep with one eye open. Because you digging, you getting up in there.
Well, I tell you what, they should have never came after me because you know what? I never went to law school. I'm gonna tell you that right now. I never went to law.
You
I
studied it?
I studied them. I studied the way they walk, the way they talk, how they move. Oh, okay. I studied their case laws, and I know that federal laws supersede state laws. So if any men, I'm saying this to men and women, I know some of y'all might be listening to this interview. If you're struggling with child support, if you want to get your driving license back, if you want to have that lien taken off your home or your car, just give Paul a call.
Can you just give Paul a call? You're right. Can you get them off of child support though?
Most definitely. Child support is not mandatory. Let me tell you something. There's a case law.
So then how does that benefit? Like, so then the woman could just be stuck raising the kid if the father decides to be a deadbeat.
Let me tell you something. I'm gonna tell you this. You have public and you have private. Okay. All right. Whatever happens between you and that man is private. Do you need a for-profit organization? All right. Like Young Williams. Go look up Young Williams Inc. and go look up Maximum. These two organizations are for-profit organizations. That's what they are. They're not a government agency, but they will say they're a government agency because they hide underneath the Health and Human Services Department. That's what they do. So what they're doing is a statutory scheme.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm trying to get all the info.
It's a statutory scheme. So if you decide to have a baby with a man, that's between you and that man. That's it. It's not. That's why I want you to pay attention to this. When you see a crisis happen in a politician's life and they come in front of the media, what are they going to say? They're going to tell, listen, whatever happened in my daughter's life, that's private.
Yep. And they're going to do this.
You pay attention to what they say. Everything is private. Child support, they want to put it out there as public. No, it's not public. And they try to embarrass you by saying, oh, you know, this guy is a deadbeat dad.
They tax it every year, 20%.
Yeah. Yes. They take your taxes, they can come after you, but it's all administrative. It's not law. The reason why they do this is because people never challenge them.
So can you get taxes back?
What you can do is you can get your taxes back. There's a big case right now that's going on here in the state of Texas. People need to look this up. The corruption of Ken Paxton, the attorney general here in Texas. Look up this. It's the it's the state of Texas versus the Internal Revenue. You need to go and read it and get educated because the Internal Revenue is telling child support, we're not giving you the money because we have confiscated all of these people taxes, but you are not following the law. You're not giving them a Turner Rogers hearing at all. So they holding on to that $380-something million, and they're not going to give it back to child support because they're not following federal laws, not state laws. So what you have is a bunch of criminals, and I'll tell them to their face that there ain't nothing but a bunch of criminals.
Okay, so my best friend said, so I need to fight them right now.
You can fight them right. You can fight them. Yep, you can fight them right now. Remember, the crime that they are committing on you is fraud. It is fraud. So the statute of limitation on fraud doesn't run out at all.
Yeah, you need to fight. Oh, there's some people gonna be mad out here that they met you.
I tell you what, they're not gonna be mad. They're gonna be happy. They're gonna be happy.
The other parent, the one that's living off the father, the mother.
I tell you what, it's a private matter. If her and that man need to work it out together, they can go and say, "Hey, we can work this out by ourselves. We don't need no for-profit organization telling us what to do, how to raise our children." They do not get involved with custody. It says it in their program.
You just want to get some money. Yeah, that don't make no sense.
Yeah.
So that's why whenever the father or the mother call down there and they're like, I don't get to see my child, they don't take care of it. They just say, okay, we'll send a paper to the house.
Yeah. Now, and then they say, you are the legal father. Who in the hell are you to give me a title, the legal father? No, I'm not the legal father. People need to understand that and go to court and say, I'm not the legal father. I'm the biological father. That's the difference. I'm not the legal father. I'm the biological father
So what's
because
the
that's my DNA.
so what
That's
does
my
that mean?
DNA.
They're trying to say the
Basically,
legal father has to pay, but not the biological or something.
no. See, the difference is between the legal and the biological. You always want to be the biological father because that's your DNA.
Mhm.
See, that's their term. They giving you, oh, you're the legal father. You just the legal father. It's their terminology that they're using to describe you as the legal father. No, I'm not. I'm the biological father because that's my DNA. That's my blood right there.
Mhm.
So you have no power to dictate and say how I should raise my child whatsoever. And what's interesting is because people are misinformed and people are uneducated.
So do you really like so you have clients and you like do you go to court? You got your suit on and you
No,
walk around
no, I know. I do not go to court. I do not go to court. What I do, what we do, we just give them a script. We already know what they're going to say. We already know what they're going to say. We know what they're going to do. We just give them a script and they practice the script. That's it. We just
okay.
give them information because we want people to get educated and know that they are dealing with criminals. Criminals. You see a lot of people in jail and prison, all right? But the politicians need to be there. They need to be there themselves. They need to be in jail. They need to be in prison because they are committing fraud. Fraud, fraud, fraud. Fraud and theft. That's what they're doing.
Yeah, taking money. Yeah, you damn right. Mm-mm. And everybody's getting a cut.
Everybody's getting the cut.
They got to be.
From your governor, from the state of Wisconsin, Tony Evers, from Josh Krall, the attorney general, everybody is getting cut. That's how they make their living. Let me tell you this. Over $30 billion is made off of child support. In the state of Wisconsin bring in $961 million. The state of Texas bring in like $3.5 billion of child support.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's about the money. It's not about the child. It's about the money.
Uh, uh, uh. That's why they going so hard about making sure they pay by suspending your license and doing all this extra shit. They going to the extreme, taking your taxes. I mean, this is insane. Hey, what I missed? Child support. He okay. So he went and he owed $57,000 in child support, right? But instead of like paying the money, he fought it. Like he got all the information he needed, went to court and fought it, and he ended up not having to pay it because you literally don't have to pay child support.
No,
Like,
it's a made up debt. That's what it is. It's a made up debt.
but you gotta have all your shit together to fight it now.
You got to have all your shit together. You got to go in there very confident and know that what they're doing is committing fraud, and you can't back off from them.
Mm.
So child support is fraud.
Yeah. Okay, so now we're gonna get into getting to know you just a little bit more.
Okay.
Who is your hero?
Huh. My hero has always been my mother and father because of what they experienced in life. And I love my mother and father to death.
Your
You know,
mom
they
had like a super body to have 20 kids come out of her body.
man, that was a lot of sex. Just imagine that. That's a lot of sex. You know, when I talk to women about it, women always say, "Man, your mom had 21 children by your dad." Yeah. And they will always say, "Your dad must have had some good dick."
So did they plan it, y'all, or like it was like, uh-oh, I'm pregnant again, we gonna get the baby, uh-oh, or like it was like, let's literally have 21 kids.
No, my mother has always told us that whatever God gives her, she's going to continue to have those children until God said enough. And God must say 21 is enough. I'm shutting it down. So she birthed 21 children.
Did she try to birth 22?
No, that was it. After 21, that was it.
Okay, so if you could live anywhere, where would it be? Right, Nessa? Yes.
I tell you what, if I had to live anywhere, I would go to Uganda, Kampala, Uganda. That's where I would like to live at.
Where's that at?
Yeah.
Like Africa?
It's over in Africa. Yeah, yeah. I'm sick and tired of the American system. I'm just sick and tired of it.
So,
So
so
I
you
would
think
rather.
Africa's better? They
I
kind
think.
of
I
rule
think.
out here.
Yeah. I think it's way better when you talk to people that comes from a different country. You know, they coming over here for this American dream, which is an illusion. And I always ask them, do they like it here? Do they like their jobs? And they say, you know, over in my country, we
Yeah.
had to work we had to work one job, and we weren't stressed out. We had unlimited sick days. And over here, we working, paying bills. You don't have time for self when you here in America. That's what a lot of people tell me. A
Yeah,
lot of
there's
people
a
tell
lot
me.
more help of in the other countries.
Hmm.
They said, yeah,
Yeah, and they come over here. They work. I had a buddy that worked for FedEx,
but
and
they keep
he
their
did.
family back there, back in their home. They don't bring
Yeah,
them. That's how you know. Yeah.
I had a family. I had a friend that worked for FedEx. Did 30 some years, retired, and he went back. He went back to back to Kenya. Yep,
He
he
took
went
all his
back there.
money though.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Hmm. Yep. Yep. So if there's any place that I go is Kampala, Uganda. So that's the place I would go.
What's your biggest fear?
My biggest fear is really not accomplishing the things that I want to accomplish, in life. And like this movie did, I, it was a big fear for me. You know what I'm saying? How are you going to connect with Hollywood and the producers, and how are you going to present yourself? That was one of my biggest fears, and I think I did a great job of selling the story, making sure that the
And this was for
screenplay.
who?
This was Telflix
Oh,
pictures. Yeah, Telflix pictures, making sure that the screenplay was accurate because can't nobody tell the story of an African American family like someone that had experienced the hardships and difficulties. And so I wanted to make sure that they were on point when it came to that screenplay.
okay,
And so that was one of my biggest fears, that they would try to, alter the story. And I didn't want it to be altered at all,
for sure.
like, or watered down. You understand? I wanted to be a true American story of how we grew up and how we were able to persevere through negativity, through adversity.
Okay, so what really makes you angry?
What really makes me angry?
Yes.
I The two things that really made me angry was experiencing the death of my brother and experiencing the death of my father, because I always wonder why I lived and my brother passed away, because my brother and I, we was involved in a house fire, and everybody else got out, but my brother and I, we were trapped in the house. And my brother passed away, but I didn't. And I always wonder, it just stayed on me, as a child. It really did bother me to see my brother pass away, because we were very, very close. And it just bothered me. And, as a 53-year-old man, when I hear the um, fire truck, the sirens, and I have flashbacks of my brother passing away in that house fire. And for years it bothered me, and people don't know it, but it still bothers me today when I'm sometimes just seeing a house fire. I would have a flashback of how my brother had passed away. You
Mhm,
know, it still bothers me to this day.
for sure. Uh, um, if you had a crystal ball and it could tell you the truth about yourself or your life or your future, which one would you want to know?
I would like to know the future. I would really like to know the future.
Mhm. Now, what if it's something you don't want to hear? You think it'll fuck your head up?
No, it wouldn't. No, it wouldn't. It wouldn't mess up my head, but it would make me think and make changes.
Okay. Yeah, I like it for sure. Is there something that you've dreamed of doing? What's something that you dreamed of doing for so long?
for so long. My dream, to be honest with you, like I stated before, my dream has always been to leave America and go over to Africa. I've been here for 53 years. I want to experience
That
another country.
that's your
Um,
dream.
yeah, that's my dream is to, is to go to another country and live. I just want to see
Oh,
how
you don't like it
other,
here at all.
no, because, 75% of Americans don't have passport and 75% of Americans haven't traveled abroad. And growing up in this country, a lot of people been lied to, just like I have been lied to. The educational system here sucks, and so you've been lied to about certain countries. This country is poor, but 90% of the resources out of that poor country comes into America country, and you're not telling the American people that. And so, so I would love to go and see Africa for myself. And while I'm over there, I would just write books and just talk about the dirty lies that I was told as a child.
Mm. What would you think the transition would be like? Like
I
for the
think
people
I
who just
for,
live there.
I think the transition would be well because I've been doing a lot of reading and studying. Plus, I'm older now, so I'm
Mm.
not like this. I'm not in my 20s now, so
Do they have cars over there?
yeah, they do have cars over there. They have some parts of Africa. It looks better than America. And so if you look at America today, you see a lot of homelessness here. So
Yeah.
America is turning into a third world country. But you listen to your politician, they'll tell you that Africa, um, um, Guam, and Mexico, they are third world country, and this is the best country. And all it is just a facade. It's an
Mhm.
illusion that they put in your head. They want you to remain in the matrix, and I refuse to take the blue pill. I took the red pill, and now I'm woke and ready.
Yeah. No shit. I felt that. Okay, so if you were able to live to the age of 90 and retain either the mind or a body of a 30-year-old, what would you pick?
Mm, it would be the mind, you know. It would be the mind because your mind is your strongest part on your body.
Hmm.
You know, I would love to live to be 90 years old and have a strong mind and able to tell people what to do and how to solve problems and
Yes.
just communicate with them.
Right, for sure. Yeah, that was a good. Would you like to be famous?
No, the famous doesn't even bother me. I think most of the famous people end up dead anyway because they're unhappy. A lot of them are on drugs and alcohol and fighting demons on the inside of them. I don't want to be famous. Never did want to be famous. I just wanted to to tell the truth and get the story out there. But famous is it's not me. It's not part of my nature, my style. I
Hmm.
don't want to be famous. I mean, when people read about my story in different magazines or on podcast shows or talk shows, never did I never did wanted to become famous. I always look at things as a challenge to get on the show to talk about my story, but not famous. Famous is not even in my vocabulary.
Okay. All right. So if you could wake up tomorrow having gained one quality or ability, what would it be?
One quality that would be more understanding,
Okay. Yes.
more understanding
To what, life
to
or people?
life, people. You know what I'm saying? Everything.
Yeah, for sure. I like that. That's a good response. Yeah. Yeah, because that would be the key to success. That would be it. If you could have more
Hmm.
understanding. Yeah, that's it. That's the big part. Yeah. What is too serious to joke about? That you're like, you can't know, you crossed the fucking line.
I think when people cross the line is um, to me, is when they try to undermine other people and think that they are smarter than other people. And I
Like
see it a lot.
by belittling the other person or
But
like
yes, by putting the other person down and think that I'm better than the other person. And I just don't like that. That's not my style, never have. I'm a type of person that I want to build people up and not tear them down.
facts. Facts. But in today's time, it's totally different. Like I think that's like the thing to do is like break the next person down.
Yeah, because when you have vision and you have a dream and you tell people your vision and your dream and just watch their reaction
Mm-hmm.
because it's your vision that God gave you. It's your dream that God gave you. And they just don't like it because they don't see you in that picture. A lot of people told me that they never imagined me graduating from college. They never imagined me going on Vivica A. Fox talk show, Face the Truth. They
You
never,
did?
yeah, they
How was
never
that?
imagined.
How was
It
that?
was great. It was great because I had the opportunity to meet the executive producers like Dr. Phil. So, people, when you share your dream and your vision, people don't see it, but you see it because it's for you. It's not for them. So when you tell it to them, that's not going to happen. Then when they see it happen, they just, they shocked, they taken aback.
And they try to. And some of them they hate it so much they got to move around.
Yeah, yes, yes.
It's just tax their spirit. That's how you know. It's like yeah. Well, if you had 3 wishes, what would they be? If you could have 3 wishes.
Um, One wish, well, to my 3 wishes is one is to have my brother Thomas back again, my father, and also my mother, because I wanted to see how my brother would have turned out to be,
Mhm.
at his age, because I'm 53, he would have been 54. I wanted to
Oh, y'all like
see
that part.
the relationship, the marriage of my mother and father, to see the happiness of the children, of what we had accomplished in life, and just to see them to be around and gain so much wisdom and understanding from my mom and also from my dad. And for me, it's never, some people say money and all that stuff. That stuff doesn't even bother me. It's just having loved ones back on this earth again, just a hug, just to have a conversation with, just to sit down and eat and enjoy their presence again.
Yes, for sure. Understood. For sure, for sure. Okay, we're gonna switch it into relationship talk a little bit, okay?
Oh, relationships.
Yes, 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 yes. So, do you believe in giving people second chances? You said you
No,
were single, right?
no,
So we got that.
yeah,
You don't
no,
believe in second
no.
chances?
Because you know what? If you burn me once, you're gonna burn me again.
You
you
think so? You don't
know,
think people change?
no. I think that when they come back for a second chance, I believe that they have a hidden agenda. And what is that hidden agenda? You have to ask them, why are you coming back into my life?
They
You
say
know,
they changed. I changed. I thought about it. I knew that I
nah,
was wrong. You're the
mm-mm,
one for me. I want to try it again, baby.
nah, nah, nope, nope. Can't do it. Can't do it. Because if you fail me once, you'll fail me twice. So no, can't do it.
I'm
We can
trying to
we can
grow
just
now, though. I
yeah, but
wasn't in a position. I wasn't growing at that time. I'm growing now.
no, I can't. I just can't do it. I can't take a chance on that because I don't want to get hurt again. And I've been
Understood.
hurt. I've been hurt by some females. But hey, I was able to move on, and some of them came back, and it wasn't the same. It just wasn't the same. Just wasn't the same.
Understood. Understood. Okay, and so, do you believe relationships have changed, like in today's time? Like relationships are totally different than they used to be.
Oh, most definitely, because now you got women saying, I am independent. I don't need no man. I don't
But
need a man.
men ain't
Then
acting like men, though.
I know, because they want to be the man. They want to be in charge, and then they have this list. I was
They
talking
want
to
to
a
be in charge, but I think that they don't want to make the correct moves to be in charge. Like
yep.
they want to say that they're in charge. Like I'm in charge. You're gonna listen to me, but it's like, where the fuck are you going? Like the fuck?
Hmm.
I'll take care of it. Ain't nobody got
Yeah,
time to wait. Time is
and
money.
that's the reason why you saw. a lot of women on Valentine's Day just venting on social media
But,
because
but I don't understand like why you have let one day affect like are you serious right now? Because the world says that on this day is supposed to be love day. Like who the fuck are
yeah,
these people to tell you that today is love day? Every day is
yeah,
love day. The next day could be love day. Who the fuck said that today has to be this love day? Like you shouldn't even let
yeah,
it get to you. It shouldn't be that deep. But I mean, I mean, I guess. But I
yeah.
know
Well, they just want to be loved, but see, I want
you
to
should
say
be want
this.
to be
We
loved every day, not on just the
Yeah,
14th.
yeah. But you got these feminine women and masculine women, and they want to be like a guy, and but they have this list. I'm sharing this story with you. This lady told me, "Well, I want a guy that's over 6'2",
Oh,
makes over 150,000 a year, must be funny, must have a degree, must be intelligent." And so, I said to her today, "Can I ask you this question? Are you serious?" And she said, "Yeah, I'm serious. That's what I want." So I said, "Everything that you said, do you have that?" She said, "No, but that's what I want." I said, "Okay, you'll never get it. You'll never get it." See, people always say, this is the type of man that I want. But do you have what you want?
yep.
You get that first, and then you go find that man, or that man find you.
Yeah.
But the Bible says that he that findeth a wife finding favor from the Lord. So a man has to pursue a woman, not a woman pursuing a man.
Thanks. They ain't ready for that though. They ain't ready.
Mhm.
Okay, so what's something that really makes your day when you're in a relationship?
When I'm in a relationship, what really makes my day is that when I get up in the morning, I like to pray, and then after praying, I like to go to the gym. I love working out, so I always like when women work out. We go to the gym together, and we work out together. We do things together. That's
Right.
what really makes my day. Is
Okay.
that we going out and we doing things as a team. It's not about individual achievement. It's about the team.
I agree. I like that. So what do you think is different from relationships today versus back in the day? Like what's changed
Oh,
and why?
um, social media.
Mhm.
Social media changed the whole game for good guys. Women want to be on social media a lot, taking a lot of pictures and stuff. I see them in the gym. They all like, what I'm saying, taking a picture. I was like, oh, okay, all right, and posting stuff. And so back in the day when I was growing up, they didn't have social media, and in today's is people lack communication. When you just imagine, go out to a restaurant one day and just sit there, they are going to be on their cell phones communicating with the partner that's next to them, still having a verbal conversation. They like to text back and forth while they eating and stuff. No, you got to have social skills, communication skills. That's the reason why a lot of relationship fails today, because a lot of women and men, they have no social skills. They have no communication skills. Everything that they do is all about social media. They break up. They run the social media. Don't run the social media. Run to yourself and say, I need to change.
Right.
I need some help. Go get a go get a therapist. Go get a psychologist.
They can't
Go
afford
get some
it.
help. Yeah, I know, but you need to go. Hey, the cheapest therapist you can go to is go to the church. But you got to watch out for that, because some of them pastors might sleep with you because they're vulnerable themselves. You know what I'm saying?
They out of there. And that's a whole nother story for a different day with all the offering they be offering. But whenever rent time comes around and motherfucker need help, they sure aren't there. They talking about you gotta
Hmm.
go pray about it. Well, what about that money I didn't gave you every Sunday? I can't get a
Yep.
percentage back. Fuck.
Yep.
Yeah, so okay, so do you think so communication is important in a relationship?
Communication and honesty is very important in a relationship, and
Do
so
you think you can teach communication? Like if somebody told you like they're in a relationship with you and they really like you, but they're like, I don't really know how to communicate. Can you teach communication? Like
you
I
can't teach it.
use
When you over the age of 30 years old, you don't got time to be teaching anymore. Because if you don't get it, baby, I'm sorry for you. You just a lost soul. You understand? You just a lost soul. My teaching days when a relationship is over with, it's just over with.
No, for
Yeah.
sure. For sure. Would you do a long distance relationship?
No, no, I would not do no long distance relationship because I gotta have my woman near me
Uh,
because if she's not near me, I'm going to cheat. And one thing I was good at is cheating, baby. I'm being honest with you.
oh, so you had to get yourself together. You was over there just cheating away.
Yeah, most definitely. I had that mentality is that you line them up, I knock them down, and I do not discriminate. So please do not hate.
But you probably got that because you probably got that because you had so many siblings. So it was
Uh,
like
oh yes, yes, yep,
you
yes,
was used to
yep,
seeing like, so you was like, this is what I could be doing. This is what I'm should, it's normal.
yes. And every woman that I dated, I cheated on. And
How many kids did you end up having?
I have 11 kids by 11 different white women.
Are you being serious?
Yep. Oh, I'm just joking. My kids probably watching this interview too. No, I have four children. Jana, Victoria, Isaiah, and Julian. And then I have
Oh, we have the same name. One of us.
yeah, and I also have a 5-year-old granddaughter.
I was like, what?
I like to mess around with people by saying that.
Yeah, that right there was like, what? And after you just said you like to line them up, and then it was like, I was like, damn. Okay. What if she makes more money than you? Like if the woman makes more money, does that bother you? Some men feel like that they're supposed to make more money than the woman. They are the man.
No, it doesn't bother me a bit because we are a team. If we're together, we're a team. It doesn't even matter to me. And now you have a lot of women that are very successful and making more money than the men. So what? Money does not define who you are as a person. If you are my wife and I don't care if you making 50,000 more than me. I'm still gonna treat you with respect. You still gonna treat me with respect. We have a union together. It's about the team. It's not about I make more money than him and I don't need him. Baby, you need somebody.
Say that. Yep. Facts on my life. Why do you feel like the men and women feel like it's like, well, in some relationships, it's like men and women, they start competing now. Like it used to, like, when did the men and women start competing against each other?
When you start to compete, your relationship is gone. And I see it
What
today.
turns into competition? Like where does it drift from like a relationship into automatic like competition? Like where does it shift? What inspires that?
I really don't know what inspired it, but I can say this. I see a lot of men and women competing with each other. I'm talking about how they dress, how they look. And to me, it doesn't even matter because I have a friend that he thinks he look better than his girlfriend. And when we have a conversation, he's like, man, my girlfriend thinks she look better than me. I have to tell her I look more better than her. If it wasn't for me, she wouldn't be with me. And I'm like,
What?
dude.
You tripping.
Yeah, he's tripping. You understand?
Start a business adventure.
I always told him, you know what? She's light-skinned, you light-skinned. And I used to tell him, my mom and daddy used to always say, two light-skinned people ain't gonna get along because they both gonna think they pretty than each other.
That might be it. There we go. That's it right there. So if you feel like, do you think that if you're having sex with your girlfriend or your wife or whomever, do you feel like since she's having sex with you, you're supposed to be paying all the bills?
No, I'm not going to pay no woman's bill whatsoever. I'm not going to pay no woman's bill, whatsoever. A lot of, I'm glad that you said that because I remember I was dating this young lady from the Ivory Coast, and she expected me to pay her bills. I'm like, where you get that from? I'm living in one place and you living in another place, and you want me to pay your bills, and you work yourself. What are you going to do with your money? And she said these exact words to me. That's my money. I can do what I want to do. It's a man's job to take care of a woman. That relationship did not work out.
Was
That
it over that
relationship,
day, or did you still take her on a couple of dates?
no, it was over. It was over. It was over. It was over. And you know what? I thank God that it was over because I had I saw her a couple months ago, and she lost everything because of the mindset that she had. You know, coming over from the Ivory Coast to here, and you think that it's a man's responsibility to take care of a woman. No, and then here you are, you like 39, 40 years old, and you calling yourself a princess. You're not a princess. You're a fucking queen. You're not a princess.
Yeah,
You know?
crazy ass.
Yeah, I know. I'm a princess. I'm a princess. And I remember she told me, if we move in together, I'm gonna quit my job. You're gonna take care of me. I'm gonna cook and clean and go to the gym and look pretty. Shit, I don't need a woman, you know, to cook and clean. I cook and clean myself. I can go to the gym and grab me a woman from the gym, that works and do the cook and clean and don't complain about anything. Yeah.
I got an extra sports bra if you need it, bro. All right. Do you feel like a man, if you're in a relationship, she should be like the first person you call? Like you should be there for her. Like if she's the first person you call.
If I'm in a relationship, yeah. I'm in a relationship. Yep.
So, but if you're dating, then no, you're not. She's not supposed to.
No. Right now, I have adult kids, so I'll probably call my kids or my siblings.
Now,
So.
what about her? Like she's having an issue, like she's having a flat tire, or she needs just a little help. Not like bills, but like.
Oh yeah. I'll do that. I'll go over there and help with change the tire and all that stuff. Yeah.
You're supposed to be like the first person she calls.
Yeah, for that. But I'm not paying nobody bills. You pay your own bills. Simple as that.
Okay, so what is the difference between dating and then like being in a relationship? Dating is like you can just have sex with multiple people and then like just go.
Well, I think dating is this. This is what I think dating is that when you are open and honest, all right, and you say, hey, you sit at the table and say, this is the relationship we are going to have. We're going to be dating, but with benefits. Nothing seriously. No emotional. I'm not going to get emotionally attached to you. You don't get emotionally attached to me. That's dating right there.
You control that, you think?
Well, most people can control it. I did it before. I can control it, but some people get addicted. You understand? And once they get addicted, it's kind of hard for a lot of people to break away, especially if you are a man and you know how to work that penis and you know how to hit those certain spots on a woman and make them go crazy and stuff. And so, but the relationship part is like we are in a relationship and I'm not cheating on you. You're not cheating on me. And we're living together and we're doing 50-50 all across the table. Mm-hmm. If we're living together. But if we're not living together, I'm not paying your bills while you living over in one house. But if we living together, it's 50-50 all the way.
Now, Steve Harvey said it should be 75-25 because girls.
Well, that's Steve Harvey. That's Steve Harvey. But Steve Harvey been divorced 3 times too. Did he tell you that? Mm-hmm. He cheated on all his ex-wives. Did he tell you that? He couldn't keep his
thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
So he cheated on every single one.
Yeah, he cheated on his ex-wife. So don't nobody want to listen to him.
Yeah, at all. That's crazy. And he over there writing, think like a man, act like a woman, think like a man, whatever the book was.
Mm-hmm.
That is so depressing. Everybody should ask for a refund. Because it's not working. That's ridiculous. That's so let's see. Let me see. So do you believe in date nights though?
Yeah. I believe in date nights because it keeps the relationship.
Should they be?
It should be once or twice a week. And most people are working. Yeah. So if you and your significant loved one is off on the weekends, you should either have a date night on a Friday night or a Saturday night.
Why not Sunday?
Well, you know what? Sunday is more like most people go to church Most people, after they leave church, they sit in front of the TV watching football games or a basketball game or some sporting
Sunday.
event.
Yeah, Sunday.
Hmm.
Yep, yeah, for sure, for sure. Now, do you feel like if the woman's asking for a certain kind of date, she should be able to provide the same kind of date? Or she
Yes, yeah.
like, this is what I'm taking you. If you don't like it, then hey.
You know,
Does she feel
I think that when you having date nights and you want to keep the relationship healthy, I think that you should surprise your significant loved one by taking him or her to different places. And the way you find out and say, hey, honey, or hey, sweetheart, what's your favorite place to go eat? You know what I'm saying? What do you like to? What would you like to do this week? Have you seen something new on television that you wanted to go to and try out? And just surprise her
uh-huh.
or him.
Do you date big women?
Do I date big women? No, I do not date big women at all.
Like Big Shirley style.
No. No, I do not date big women. But you know what? If they pay like they weigh, I date them.
Like they weigh. So you so you let him trick on you.
No, I'm just joking with you.
Nah, you was serious than a heart attack. You was serious on that. What's your favorite sports team?
I'm a 49ers fan.
Okay, so
So
you was too lit, but then disappointed just now at
uh,
this in the
no,
Super Bowl.
I wasn't disappointed because it was a great game. You know, it could have went either way. So you know,
Mhm.
I always been a 49ers fan. So it's like a marriage. When you be married to somebody, you in that marriage for the good times and the bad times.
Facts. I like the way you thought about that. Okay. So do you feel like a man should support you like at all times, like support or the woman and the man should support each other at all times?
I think they should support each other spiritually, physically, financially, academically, socially, um, especially emotionally. I think they should do that. They should support each other 100%.
Yes. Okay. What if he doesn't trust you or she doesn't trust? Like if there's trust broken in the relationship, do you think that it can move forward?
No, it cannot. It cannot. I've been there so many times. Trust cannot be restored, and it's time to move on in life. If you got trust issues, please move on. Just move on. That's it.
Mhm. Even if they're like begging that they're gonna change and fix it,
No,
like just
no,
let that
they no, 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 because they'll do the exact same thing.
go. There you go. Okay. She said, okay. So why not Monday, Tuesday when business are slow, more personal help small businesses out? Gross. Boy, make sure your titties don't weigh more than her. Yes. Hey, girl. Do you believe that cheating is okay?
No,
If you're
cheating.
going through hard times.
No, no, you cannot cheat um, when you're going through hard times. I think that when you are going through hard times, it's a test for you and that female to walk through that journey together and come out strong together.
Mhm. Okay. And if you break it, it was not meant to be.
It
What you
wasn't meant to be. Hmm.
okay. What do you look for in a woman?
What did I look for in a woman? I think that what I like, what I look for is character, honesty, intelligence, um, her faith in God,
Yeah.
um, uh, her the body and stuff really don't have any. I don't deal with fat women, but the body has to be um, like a 7, 8, or 9, and you know, athletic. You know, want to go to the gym,
I'm gonna say
want to
yeah, she
work
has
out.
to. Yeah.
Hmm.
And then he says, "When are you going to start your podcast? Have you ever did a co-host?"
I'm gonna start my podcast this year, and it's going to be exciting to have a podcast show because I'm gonna have some wild guests on, a lot of important people on the
Yeah, for
podcast, and
sure.
we're gonna talk about child support. We're gonna talk about the Democrats. We're gonna talk about the Republicans. We're gonna just have a good time, and also we're gonna talk about employment relationship, how employers are committing fraud with child support.
Yeah, how you were stating, yeah. Like how you were stating, yeah, for sure. Relationships are not one size fits all. Fat women not wanted.
But fat women need love too, so somebody has to give them to them. Maybe
Oh,
my
bitches
brother.
need it.
I got a brother named Timothy. He loved fat women. So
You
hey,
do?
yeah, he love them, boy. He love them by the
How old
pound.
are your siblings? Like how old? Like what's
The
the? Is it
the
like?
oldest is 71, and my baby sister just turned 51 on the
Ooh,
13th on the
yeah.
13th of February.
She was racking them yeah, babies back to back. She wasn't playing no games. Y'all was
Mm-mm.
close.
I tell you, my dad pullout game was very weak.
They was in love, love. How long were they married for? He must
It
have
was
what it
long
takes.
time until my father passed away.
Dang. Said nothing about big people. Yeah, he don't like big people. He doesn't want to date big people. All right. So before we get up out of here, tell everybody something that's coming. Okay, you got the two books. We already talked about the book. Anything else that you're going to start coming out with that everybody could be on the lookout for?
Well, be on the lookout for my podcast show this summer. It's going to be me time with Paul Lamar Hunter. So it's going to be interesting because I'm going to be doing sit down interviews with different people, and we're going to talk about life issues and what can we do to make this world a better place because we can't live here forever. So while I'm here, I'm gonna just do my duty to make sure that I leave this world in a better place. So look out for my podcast this summer, Me Time with Paul Lamar Hunter. And also make sure you go out and get my book, No Love, No Charity, The Success of the 19th Child. And also get my mother's book, Love and Charity, The Life Story of Louise Hunter in the Love and Charity Homeless Shelter. You can get both of those books on Amazon.com, Barnes and Noble bookstore.
How did you get it in Barnes and Nobles? I'm just trying to be dog.
Well, the publishing company got it there for me, so which is great. Also, you can visit my website,
I'm
Paul
just
Lamar
trying to feed
Hunter.
y'all good. Yeah.
Yeah. Also, you can visit my website, paullamarhunter.com. I'm also on social media under Paul Lamar Hunter.
Okay. Perfect. All right. Before you get out of here, what is one thing that you're working on? You know,
We
King.
are right now in the process of working on the
Like
different character,
with
the
self.
different. Oh, right now, I'm the thing that I'm working on right now for self is to always have a great attitude about life, in spite of the difficulties, in spite of
Yeah.
all the no's. I'm working
That's a
on
good one.
having a positive attitude.
That's a good one. That's a tough one. That's a good one. That's a challenge right there.
Hmm.
It's great when you can handle that emotion and you'll be able to but yeah, that's a good one. How's it coming along?
Coming along great,
Good.
excellent.
Okay, that's good. That's good. I love it. I love it. All right. So thank you so much for tuning in and being a part. It was an honor. It was nice.
Hey, thank you.
You keep going. You keep going.
All right, thank you. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. No problem.
Bye bye.
Bye. All right, you guys. He was super dope. Yeah, definitely. We gotta make me some vegan barbecue or something. Oh yeah, and I want you to make my birthday cake this year too. The Double Chiefs barbecue and catering. Yeah, her food is so motherfucking dope, and she can make like anything that you want. Like literally anything that you want. Literally go to her page and like click on the pictures. You're gonna see. We gotta talk about the vegan cake. Okay. Anyways, guys, he was dope, right? We had to reschedule King Music. Yeah, no, we were both upset about it, but we're gonna reschedule her. Don't worry about it. But Paul was dope, wasn't he? It was so dope that he was like, thank you. It was so dope that he was like the ninth chief child at 21, and then he was the first to graduate. Like, it's just so inspiring. And then having a book, and you know, he's about to be a part of the Kelly Clarkson show. You know what I'm saying? He was on the Vivica Fox show. Like, I mean, he's just been all over the freaking world. Like, it's just amazing that he's just had that push. You know what I'm saying? It's in him, not on him, clearly. Anyways, y'all, I'm about to get out of here. Don't forget to tune in with me on the 28th. That is a Wednesday, 8 p.m. I got 2 dope special guests. Okay, you guys definitely want to tune in. Don't want to miss it. Yeah, that was good, wasn't it? Yeah, he was dope. I don't know why he had a shirt off though. I was just kind of, you know, curious about that part. Like, he started off with the blue shirt, you know, the robe, and he got comfortable, and he just kind of just like, yeah. I don't know, maybe it's a part of his presentation. Anyways, you guys have a good night. I'll see you guys on the 28th. Let me see. Love you too. I guys will see you on the 28th. Let's make sure it's the 28th. Make sure I'm not lying. I think it's the 28th. Bear with me real quick. If I can just find the calendar. There we go. Yep, it's the 28th, 8 p.m. It's definitely going up, and it's stuck. Grab a cup. Don't forget. All right, you guys. Positive vibes only, okay? Don't forget to manifest before you go to bed. You know, positive thoughts when you go to sleep. Don't go to sleep with no negativity, okay? Manifestation is real. Put it on. Put the music on. You know what I'm saying? Get to that money, okay? I'm telling you. All right. See you guys later. Good night.